Hi, Jose.
Howdy, how you doing? You, happen to go over that document any, or?
Well, I was actually going to talk to Nino a bit about it. And I haven't gotten a chance to talk to Reggie because he don't think he was around yesterday. But once he does get on his feet, I'm going to talk to him, see what he thinks. I don't know if you heard, Crane just retired.
Oh, no, what nursing home is he in?
I don't know, but I was just in an appeal. The prosecution got shot, and he called a mistrial, and then he retired.
Wait,
Yeah.
how the fuck did the prosecution get shot? Did they not have somebody, at the beeper thing?
Yeah, I think they slipped the gun past the metal detectors. I don't know.
Damn, that's
Um,
crazy. Imagine if, they went out of their way to hire one person to watch that, security checkpoint in the last 7 months. You
yeah,
know,
that
it's probably
that would have been
everybody else's fault.
nice.
I get it. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Did you say you were gonna meet up with? What's his name?
Yeah,
Nino.
I'm with him right now. He's kind of hurt, so we're just waiting for
Oh.
EMS right now. But once he's back on his feet, I'll share that document that you
I
sent me with
did.
him, and
I did talk with him yesterday, and I said I'd send it to him too when he'd do something. So I don't know if you guys would want to just meet up and chat about it real quick. If you do, just let me
yeah.
know.
Okay, sounds good. All right, I will
Okay.
let you know.
All right.
Okay,
Don't let him die.
okay.
Thank you. Bye.
I'll try not. Bye.
Hopefully Bailey gets Chief Justice. No. Fuck Chief Justice. They should do it, like every other thing. Just make it fucking, elected and impeachable. Problem solved. I feel like having one at the top, though, is also a choke point to... They've only passed, like, 4 common laws in 7 months, okay? 4 laws in 7 months. 4, okay? Whoever's active, they just need, I don't even know if it needs a ranking. They just need to be, able to do things. Like, I don't think, if with how the legislation's written, right, technically anybody can push legislation right now as a justice, so. I'm not sure what would even need changing, really. All it needs is just active people and it'll be fine. And there is a few active judges, but I think, like, more consistency. Dude. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they've got freedoms they don't understand, because the reality is they have the power to even make DOC, like, they're equal to the council, really. The judges per person. Because it says they can do legislation or precedent for common law. So, I mean, whatever the fuck. I just think no matter what, if there's a situation where there's the authority that can do things, they just need to be able to be impeached. And that's, who cares? No point changing them, I don't think. Bailey has picked up the reins, brother. The thing is, like, it's not that there were reins to pick up, it's just like, for a constitution that is, like, not very long and only 4 laws to be passed in 7 months, nothing has been done, really. The council did way more than the judge side of things, and I think it's just because they didn't realize they could do it. A lot of the judges, so. The way I see it, the best resolve to a lot of this shit is the same way the council was. Is if something has the power, it just needs to be impeachable. That's all, and just let them fucking do it. Like, why not? Because the Constitution says only 4 people can be impeached out of the council, but then the legislation says otherwise. There's just too much contradictory shit in every piece of legislation that makes no sense, really. I was talking about one of the gun charges as well. Isn't there something like, what is it? I'll go have a look. Criminal negligence or some shit of a firearm. And it says, you will also be found as an accessory to any other situation it was involved in or some shit 30 days prior to that. And then the first question that comes to mind is, what is an accessory? Okay. And by definition in the penal code, it is somebody that is proven to be a part of a crime, not necessarily at the crime. So it's a contradictory law already. And that's what I said to them. Like, all you guys need to do is make a procedural document for when you make a law and just make sure it fits the guidelines, and you'll be fine. And that is literally making sure it doesn't contradict other legislation. And if it does, you say why it's more important, and that's it. You know, easy peasy. I was fucking surprised that there's no court documents for procedures or anything. There's literally nothing. There's just nothing. Not even on how to make case law or anything. There is nothing. There is no documents. The only thing there is the templates from 2017 that fucking Coop posted. And they still use them, but they don't use them because they're not enforced or whatever. So it's just they don't really have a direction. I feel like they just needed one. So letting them just fucking do whatever will be good. What was I going to look at again? I'm fucking stupid. Oh, the charge. I'll show you. So an accessory here must be proven to have knowledge of the crime. Okay. So you have to prove it. And then there is, what is it? Criminal. No, what is it? Negligent use of a firearm or some shit like that. This, and then it says the individual will be guilty of this charge and subject to per se adjudication as an accessory for any crimes committed using the firearm in question. I don't know if this was already in or it was also an added one, but this is the point. Like, I think there's a big difference between leaving holes in laws and, you know, just making them without any procedural, like, understanding or, you know, fundamental to why you're doing it. And that is what majority of the people have complained about. Like, nothing makes sense. It just doesn't make sense. When will be the update for NoPixel assets? The trailer's being made, so hopefully it's done very soon. There's got to be another one like straight after it already as well. So do judges submit case precedent or common law to the state? No, that's what I mean. Legislation isn't submitted to the state either. None of this is submitted to the state. There is no state oversight on any of this. Every single law that is in here is just okayed by the state. Yes, listen. You guys don't understand this, right? Look. This is why it's so confusing. It's literally the first lines of the Constitution. Look. Okay. Charges. No, legislation, Constitution. This is right here. The legislative authority. Okay. There's two bodies. Okay. The City Council and the Justice of Los Santos. The City Council does it through democratic voting. Justices do it through jurisprudence, and precedents are set by justices. Precedents that are set by justices will be common law. So this is just the philosophy of law, essentially. And this is why I was so confused when they said we don't want to, some people said, why would we talk about the law when this is the first part of the legislation? It is literally the philosophy of like the base, law that you create. So every justice can create legislation, and that's what I said. Like, just make a template that you guys agree on, and you can just do it as long as it doesn't contradict things. But the fact that there was no template or anything or no guidance on this, it was just sort of Doing it is what I think made people hesitant on knowing what their real powers were with the law. Every bit of legislation had to be approved by the state to be signed into law. No. While the city council and municipal government of Los Santos serves as a representative government of the people, the state and federal governments may, in the event of corrupt actions by members of the judiciary, the head of the bar, remove individuals. There's no implication that the state sign anything and enforce it. The state recognize the law and are okay with it. There's a big difference. So this isn't the body, the state body law. This is the Los Santos legislation law, not the state body. The state body has authorized them to make it. So they could technically still override it if they wanted to. They just don't. So generally how things like that happen is, you know, a bill gets passed and it would go to like the Senate, they'd vote, and if it got voted, then the governor could sign on it if he wanted, and then it would be put in. That's generally how it would work. Who are the state? Whoever talks about law, OOC. Anybody. It is because Max and Crane, when passing PCP 2.0, told the other council members during the vote, if the state is not okay with specifics, they won't okay the law. Right. But the law is automated. So there's a difference between saying, yes, you create legislation, and saying, yes, we are going to read every piece of legislation that you do. It's not the same body. These people have the right to make their own laws because it's their governance. They've got permission to do it. The state could step in, but on what grounds would they change, you know, any of the laws, really? Because there's no state body law. It's not recognized by anybody. So I don't know what the state would even do if they were to step in. The only thing that the state has done is authorize those two bodies, and then authorized Max as the mayor to also push legislation as a similar authority. That's the only thing that's happened. There's nothing that says, you know, this is the equivalent of you know, the state body or whatever. And that's why I think people are so confused. But it's very simple. You are an agent of the state. Gets his power from the state. He doesn't get the power of the state. The state body is a group of entities. An agent of the state is one entity. They don't have the power of the state. They got the power from the state. It's one of the most simple things you will ever hear. There is a board of people at state level, and then there's a board of people below. They're different levels of bodies. It's very simple. I'm not sure what the treasurer can and can't do, but I mean, if it's in legislation, they can just do whatever. That's literally how it is. They would say it almost every time a hard vote. Say what though? What do you mean? The state has the power to veto things. That's what they have the power to do. But the power to do something would be still on the basis of what law or logic would be used. Like, what would be the veto? You know what I mean? The only way it would happen is if it's contradictory to the current law somehow. If it needed to happen. Hello?
Hello there, Susie.